All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So today I want to talk about beginner mistakes to avoid in Black Desert. So as you guys know, recently I started my series on console just to see what it's like on that platform, as well as if you're a beginner, there are some things that I think are important. So I wrote a little bit of a list of things I think would be good to know. There's a lot of things, but I just picked some important ones. So if you enjoy it, maybe we'll do a part 2 in the future. But number 1, playing a class that you like versus playing the meta. So I've been playing this game since it came out on North America, which was 2016. And ultimately, I have tried basically every class in the game at least once. Some classes I enjoy more than the others, and I basically know how to play maybe 3 classes well, and then everything else is I'm just okay at. So with that said, I know a lot of people come into the games and they're just like, I want to play the thing that's the meta right now, and then, you know, when sometimes it gets nerfed or something, they're just like, oh, what's next? I see a lot of people burn out simply because they're just meta chasing. I don't think that's particularly bad. It's just you should pick something that you enjoy first, and then after you're established in the game and like you know what you're doing, then you pick something stronger or try something else. But you want to learn the basics first and then start meta chasing later if you want to. But yeah, I've seen people who only play the meta and then suddenly I never see them again when like a year passes or something gets nerfed, and it's kind of, people come and go. It is what it is. So the next thing I want to talk about is questing. As we all know, you're either going to like questing or you're going to hate it. And usually other games have a decent story. Black Deserts is kind of hit or miss, I'm not going to lie. They're revamping it from when they came out in 2016 with like better dialogue and everything, which I think is a good thing. But when you first start, you have 2 options, which is the simplified version and then the questing version. The simplified one basically skips the entire or main story, and I'm not sure if you have to have one character that has already done the main story and then you get to skip it in the future. But I think for a new player, it's a good idea to at least do it once, simply because there's actually benefits of doing it. And if you skip it in your adventure journal, one of these things is like, here, do X amount of quests and you get some rewards out of it. And if you're a new player, a lot of quests give contribution points, and that's good to get early on, but maybe not for like your 40th time doing it. You don't want to, but you want to do it at least once just to, 1, experience the story, and then 2, to actually get some rewards out of it. As a beginner, it's a good idea. So yeah, make sure to do the quest thing first at least one time, and then after that you either like it or you don't. So next thing I want to talk about is setting up your nodes and workers early. So when I first started this game, I had no idea what I was doing. If you look on the world map, you're just like, oh my god, what is all this stuff? What do I do? And it's very confusing. So let me just run down the basics of how it works. So these are towns. If you started the game, you probably have started in Western Guard Camp. You got to Velia, probably somewhere here. Right, so these are nodes, anything that is connected, right? Then you click on this node, you invest it from the town. Basically, you see these yellow lines or gray lines. That means it's either connected or it's not connected, or invested from the town. And then you see these little timers around it. That means you have workers working on it. And every node gives various materials. So like for here, it gives iron ore, copper ore. And then you could set it to send to your town. And so basically you get raw materials as you play the game, and it's more money over time, which is always good. So it's something you want to set up early on, and it's easy to learn nowadays, but then it's hard to like figure out what everything is in like an hour. So it's kind of like over time, you're just going to figure out what nodes work for you, or you probably just copy a guide or watch a video, which is also fine. But ultimately, you just have to learn it, start doing it now, because when your workers are going and bringing stuff there and back, it's always free stuff, and you want to do that early on. Oh my god. Okay, next. This one comes with enhancing and when you're doing seasonal stuff early on. Now, as we all know, when you're on a seasonal character, you're probably using something like Naru or Tuvala gear, something like that, right? Now, you have to enhance it. And some people use way higher stacks than others. So, do I have an item? Let me use, actually, that's probably a bad example. I don't think, yeah, I don't, let me just use this one as an example. Okay, so when you're enhancing things, you see this adventurer's choice thing? This is what other people use to enhance it, so it doesn't matter what piece of gear it is, it'll probably give you some sort of number. These are the averages for what people use, and I would say most of the time they're pretty accurate. There are a few things that you might want to overstack or something maybe not, but for the most part these are accurate. Use realistic stacks on everything. I could go into that in more detail in like another video, but for the sake of like time and everything, just try to use things that make sense, and if you're confused, feel free to ask. I'll point you in the right direction, or just use this adventurer's choice thing, because I would say for the most part things are pretty accurate here. So I think that's a good thing to look at. And you might not believe it, but early on, when you don't have a lot of these fail stack thingies, advice of Valks, if you're a new player, and fail stacks, if you've been playing a long time, that's what we call it. Basically, you have all of these, and these kind of are valuable as a beginner player, so you don't want to just use a high stack on something just because you have it. You might want to save it for later when the enhancement for gear gets harder to enhance. So yeah, be smart about your things, because it costs money to make those stacks. So if you have it, that means it's like money in a form of something that's not sellable but to upgrade, if that makes sense. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is using buffs. Now, a lot of people are like, what buff should I use? I have an entire video that would cover everything, but as a basic thing when you're grinding, you always want to use buffs because it'll help you like level up faster, make more silver an hour. And when I watch newer players do it and they only have like 2 buffs or something, or they don't have any, trust me when I say it'll make a huge difference, and it's definitely worth the investment. So like, even if you're like investing silver into elixirs or other things, you'll probably make that silver back, and it's worth doing just to improve overall. So definitely use it. Most of the time it's effective and cost effective, that is. So definitely a good thing to do. Next thing I want to talk about is energy usage. As we all know, this number right here is your energy. It's the current number of energy you have to use and your total. Now, one thing I would recommend is you guys to never get this number to fill up, because energy is silver in a sense, and you always want to like use your energy on something. I have a video on how to use your energy and how to turn it into silver in basic ways. So I think you should always use it, and energy is silver. You can get more energy just by playing the game, talking to NPCs, doing ecology. Basically hit your button over here, whatever that is, H on PC. I don't know what it is on console. But basically just do everything that gives you energy in this game, and bigger number is better. Use your energy, turn it into silver. If you're into life skilling, you do a lot of stuff with that as well. So just make sure, for the most part, that your energy doesn't fill up. Use it, and then you'll be good. And the last thing I want to talk about today is mostly focus on your own goals. Now, I understand there's competition in video games, and it's always good to, see where you're at versus other people. But this is mostly a solo game, and there are group activities, but I would say about like 95% of the time you're doing things solo, whether it's life skilling, PvE grinding, and whatnot. So when you're going for gear, what I would do is try to go for like one piece at a time if you're looking for upgrades. The reason why is if you're trying to do everything at once, things get incrementally more expensive, and like you feel like you're not making gains if you're doing like one piece here, and then like whatever. So do like focus on one thing at a time, and then you'll be good. With that said, going into that is try not to compare yourself with others too much. Now, I understand competition in video games is always going to be a thing. I actually like competition even in PvP, but you know, the way I started this game, I told this story before, is that I started with one of my friends and became from another MMO where gear was like, you know, you just do the end game raid, get the gear, and then you're good. Now, in this game, gear works a little bit differently. Everything you get feels like you've earned it one way or the other, whether you like enhanced it yourself or bought it. It doesn't matter how you got it, you got it. So with that said, there's a lot of RNG in this game, so you want to make sure that you don't really compare yourself to others. Just focus on your own progress and you'll be good. You won't burn yourself out, and you feel like it's more special when you get something. And trust me, when you compare yourself to others in this game, you're just like, oh my god, this person has like 800 gear score, I'll never catch up. Yeah, don't worry about that. Unless you're doing high-end PvP, it doesn't matter. And even if you're not, there's a lot of things, if you're going for PvP, there's a lot of things that they do where it's like gear capped or different tiers of node wars. So like whatever like stage you're at in the game, it should be fine. So there's a lot of breakpoints for like gear and everything, and I think you'll be, you know, okay doing whatever you're doing. And then when you get more gear, there's more grind spots. I've heard comments of people like, why can't I do this grind spot? And they're like 100 gear score under it. And it's like, if every grind spot was the same and doable at every gear level, it just wouldn't be special. It's like there's something you're working towards, right? Does that make sense? So yeah, just don't compare yourself to others. Work on things at your own pace and you'll be fine. So those are a lot of beginner mistakes that I made when I first started, and hopefully you guys don't make those mistakes right now, especially if you're starting out the game. But with that said, if you have any questions or anything, I'm happy to point you guys in the right direction and help you guys out. If you want to watch me play it on PC or console, I have a bunch of videos, and I have a Discord. There's a lot of guides there, so if you need help with something, feel free to just ask, and I'll, you know, help you out. So with that said, thanks so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Would love to see you guys come back, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.